Coming up on the Daily O, a hot button case is once again making Stillwater headlines. We have the latest.
And how a severe weather threat is sweeping across the state. All this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Edition of the Daily O. I'm Reagan Downs.
And I'm Chance Annis. We're glad you're with us. The high-profile Stillwater sexual assault case returned yesterday with emotional testimony focused on the rights of the victim. A teenage victim took the stand saying she never felt heard or respected during the legal process and claimed prosecutors did not include her in decisions made about the case. The hearing centers on whether the Payne County District Attorney's Office violated Marsy's law. The defendant, Jesse Butler, previously received a youthful offender deal and was sentenced to probation. These hearings will not change the sentence, but could determine whether victims' rights were violated.
With severe weather moving into the area overnight, let's go to Tyler Tripodi in the Weather Center. Tyler, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, well, we're kind of in that calm before the storm zone right now. It's still kind of sunny, partly cloudy out there, but what I really want to talk about is if you had watched the Daily O's Instagram, you would have seen me out there earlier, kind of outside as it was a little bit cloudier. Some sunshine came back out, but that hasn't mitigated the severe risk we're going to see tonight. So as you can see, kind of that central west region of the state, Stillwater, Oklahoma City, Clinton, Enid are all in that enhanced zone. And the reason we're in that enhanced zone is because of this maximum hail size. As you can see from this National Weather Service graphic, we're going to see upwards of softball-sized hail. That'll be up to 3 inches in diameter. That's pretty massive hail considering what we normally see is anywhere from penny to golf ball size in this part of the state. Now, I will say here in Stillwater, we're probably going to see in that range of that penny to golf ball size, but there is areas in this kind of range right down here that could get up to that softball size hail. Now, the good thing to remember is that does not mean we're going to see tornadoes tonight. Very low on, well, not very low, but low on the tornado potential. I will say in that tornado potential zone, Lawton, Clinton, and Ardmore down there kind of make a triangle in which I think we could see some tornadic activity. I don't think there's going to be any tornadoes touching down, but there could be some tornadic activity there. But looking into the timing of this tonight, what we're going to be seeing is the state is split into 3 zones right now, so 1, 2, and 3. We're here in zone 2 in Stillwater, and what that means is that we're going to be seeing most of these storms rolling in from 5 to 9 p.m., so we're right in that zone here in Stillwater, probably closer to about 8 p.m., so if you have any events going on campus before then, you should be safe. After that, probably want to stay home. But let's take a look at the current conditions right now. As you can see, 83 degrees here in Stillwater right now, real feel of 85, about a 15-mile-per-hour wind coming in out of the southeast. That's going to continue to ramp up into those 40s, 50s, and 60s as those storms roll in. But taking a look off the west side of campus, as you can see, a lot of clouds out there, still some sunshine coming down. That's going to change rapidly, though, as we get later into this evening. We'll talk about it more in a little bit. For right now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Tyler. Thanks for letting us know. Budget troubles at the Oklahoma County Jail could soon impact services across Stillwater. Officials say a funding shortfall at the Oklahoma County Detention Center may force cuts to other agencies, including the OSU Extension Center, which is facing a possible 73% reduction. The Extension Center provides education and outreach programs, serves families across the county. County commissioners say they are working to balance the budget.
Oklahoma law enforcement and community members gathered today to honor a fallen trooper. Funeral services for Trooper Vernon Brake started at 11 a.m. at Crossings Community Church in Oklahoma City. Brake served with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol for nearly 20 years and was remembered as a leader, mentor, and devoted father. The service included a procession and full honors, including a 21-gun salute. The crash that took Brake's life also killed 36-year-old Mercedes Bain and her daughter Ariana. The community continues to mourn all 3.
As Oklahoma prepares to mark the anniversary of the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, one filmmaker is sharing a story of heroism from that day. Princella Smith is the director of the NAACP-nominated short film Walk in the Light, which highlights the story of Raymond Washburn. Washburn, who was blind, helped guide 5 people to safety after the Murrah Federal Building bombing. Walk in the Light is available to watch for free this month as the community remembers both the tragedy and the heroes who emerged from it.
Oklahoma first responders are stepping in to help horses and cattle after severe weather strikes. After tornadoes and strong storms tear through the state, a specialized team, the Oklahoma Large Animal First Responders, is called in to help ranchers pick up the pieces. The group was formed after the 2013 Moore tornado and now responds to emergencies across Oklahoma. Leaders say preparation is critical, from trailer maintenance to microchipping livestock. The group works closely with state agencies and OSU's veterinary school to care for seriously injured animals. And they say as storm season continues, preparation could mean the difference between loss and recovery.
When we return, Stillwater in the spotlight nationally. We have why.
And it's a celebration of culture here on campus this week. The Dalio returns right after this.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Stillwater is getting national recognition, ranking among the top college towns in the country. A new study ranks the town as the 16th best college town in the U.S. for 2026. The report analyzed more than 240 college communities, looking at quality of life, affordability, and education. It also notes affordability with monthly living costs estimated below the national average.
American Indian Awareness Week is taking on a larger meaning this year, focused not only on education, but on voice and sovereignty. The Native American Student Association and Center for Sovereign Nations are hosting events throughout the week, highlighting tribal sovereignty in Oklahoma. Students say the goal is to break down complex ideas into accessible conversations and increase understanding on campus. For students involved, the program is more than an organization. It's a space for community, culture, and giving back to future generations.
For the first time in nearly 150 years, bison are once again roaming in the Choctaw Nation, marking a powerful return of a species deeply tied to tribal history. The Choctaw Cultural Center in Durant says 3 young bison are now living on its grounds, with more expected to arrive later this year. The animals once roamed widespread across North America before nearly disappearing in the 1800s due to overhunting and habitat loss. Now, they're grazing on about 100 acres of protected prairie, giving visitors a close look at an animal central to Choctaw heritage.
Severe weather overnight is expected to get bad, but it looks like another round could hit tomorrow. Tyler Tripodi is standing by in the Weather Center with our forecast. What's it looking like, Tyler?
Well, first of all, it's great to hear about the bison. Love to see Oklahoma's animal getting back here. As for the weather, tomorrow we are going to continue to see those increased risk of thunderstorms. As you can see, not enhanced. We are at a level 2. That's going to be a slight chance throughout kind of, again, that central west region of the state. What that's going to mean, again, is that softball size is really what's getting us there. That hail size. We're not going to see softball size hail tomorrow, though. At max, probably about golf ball. I would really keep it closer to the penny size, though. Those wind speeds are going to continue up into the 70-mile-per-hour range. Could see gusts up into the 80s, possibly even 90s in places with no wind breaks, but that is pretty unlikely. More than likely, we'll see 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds, but there is going to be some thunderstorms here on Wednesday, specifically Wednesday morning in Stillwater. Tomorrow morning is going to be a bit of a pain getting around town. There's going to be some pretty bad thunderstorms rolling in. Looking at Friday, that's another day that we're going to have some increased risk of thunderstorms. We don't know too much right now just because of how far out we are, but looking like we're going to be at an enhanced level. I'm forecasting some pretty bad storms Friday night into Saturday, so continue to watch our coverage as we get farther into the week, because that is going to be something we're going to be taking a look at. Now, looking at the radar across the state, we can see that for most of tonight, it's going to be the southern part of the state that's really going to see these pretty bad thunderstorms. There's a low pressure system that's kind of pushed on top of that, and it's kind of created this downdraft that's going to keep it along the bottom part of the state. As we get into tomorrow, though, we are going to see those storms start to form in the top of the state here in Stillwater, specifically tomorrow morning. This is about 5 to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Like I said, those really bad thunderstorms continuing on into the midday. As we get into that next day on Thursday, though, we are going to see those storms really push out of the southwestern part of the state. However, back on the southeastern part of the state, back in the western part of the state, though, we will start to see some clouds as that next storm system starts to push in. Now, what I think you need to be watching out for over these next about 24 hours is these severe storms overnight. It's going to get bad specifically tomorrow morning. Make sure you're being weather aware. We do have some pretty big hail chances. We've talked about that softball-sized hail, so be careful of that, as well as hail chances tomorrow. And then that thunderstorm later this week. Friday night specifically is really going to be a day we're going to be watching into Saturday. We'll talk about it a bit more in that 7-day forecast. But right now, back to you guys at the desk.
Appreciate that, Tyler. We'll be on the lookout. When we return, peace talk set to start again in the Middle East.
And it's a busy week for Congress. We have all what they're juggling. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far, and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
U.S. and Iranian officials could return to the table as early as this week, as diplomatic talks continue amid escalating tensions in the Middle East. Key points include Iran's nuclear program and control of the strategic Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. has pushed for a long-term suspension of Iran's uranium enrichment, while Iran has offered a shorter pause and a monitored process of dilution. Meanwhile, the White House says engagement is still ongoing as both sides face growing pressure to avoid further escalation.
Congress returns and it's back to business, bills, and battles. After a 2-week break, lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill with a full plate. First up, a funding fight over the Department of Homeland Security, still partially shuttered. Republicans want a party line plan to keep ICE and Border Patrol funded, while Democrats push back without immigration reforms. Meanwhile, the House is also facing internal drama with talks of possible expulsions for multiple members amid serious misconduct allegations. At the same time, Congress is racing the clock on national security laws and surveillance authority, with visas set to expire next week without action.
A super typhoon is taking aim at several U.S. islands in the Pacific Ocean, lashing them with heavy rain and strong winds. Let's check in with Tyler, who's tracking these tropical storms. Tyler?
Yeah, well, we're tracking storms here in Oklahoma. We're also tracking them in the Northern Mariana Islands, specifically Saipan and Tinian. Right now, 145-mile-per-hour sustained winds are being generated by Typhoon Sinlaku. Typhoon Sinlaku, as we can see by the cone of uncertainty here, is going to generate some upwards force as it goes through the rest of the Northern Mariana Islands. Wind speeds will continue to go down. This right now today is really the strongest it's going to be for the remainder of the storm as it kind of goes out into the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But those outer bands are going to continue to batter the Northern Mariana Islands. This region is going to need some help after this storm, as it's been very destructive for the island storm surge specifically, as well as those wind speeds. Guys, back to you.
Thanks for that, Tyler. President Trump is facing backlash from some of his own supporters after posting then deleting an AI-generated image depicting him as a Christ-like figure. The image showed Trump in religious-style robes with symbolic lighting and iconography. Some conservative Christian commentators called the post blasphemous and urged him to remove it and apologize. Trump later confirmed he posted the image himself, saying he thought it depicted him as a doctor making people better, and says he removed it to avoid confusion.
Pope Leo XIV is pushing back against President Trump after he sharply criticized him over foreign policy and crime. Trump called the first American pope weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy, saying he is not a big fan of Leo. The Pope responded while traveling abroad, saying he has no fear of the Trump administration and will continue calls for peace rooted in the gospel. Leo also reiterated his criticism of the war in Iran and urged world leaders to prioritize civilians and diplomacy. The exchange marks a rare public clash between the White House and the Vatican, as both sides continue to speak out on global conflicts.
The transfer portal is hot here in Stillwater. Grayson Buchanan is in the Sports Corner with who's donning the orange and black right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily-O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Grayson Buchanan. Let's get right to it. Well, the full roster rebuild for Cowgirl basketball and head coach J.C. Hoyt has started with a bang. Stillwater, get ready to love the name Liv McGill. The now former Florida Gator was the number 2 player in the whole entire transfer portal class, averaging 22.5 points per game. Yes, you heard me right, 22. The All-SEC point guard was also an honorable mention All-American and had 80 steals on the year. The 1-2 scoring punch of Miguel and Hurd is going to catch eyes inside GIA, so between transfers and freshmen, Hoyt's one-girl roster is now 8, with now one of the best scorers in the nation. And don't think it's only the Cowgirls making moves in the portal. Steve Lutz makes his first move with Luka Bogovac. The 22-year-old soon-to-be sophomore averaged almost 10 points per game at North Carolina last season. Luka is a sharpshooting guard, yet stands at 6'6". Bogovac is a Montenegro native and played professionally prior to Chapel Hill in the ABA League. So, with Lutz's squad having 6 underclassmen looking to make a big impact next season, the Cowboys add some overseas and professional experience to Stillwater. Well, over the past 2 weeks, we've had our own Kyle Allen breaking down the running back and the receiver room of this newly revamped Cowboy football squad. But how about we go to the other side of the ball and give some love to the big boys in the trenches? We go downstairs and live to our own Kyle Allen to break down the defensive line. Kyle?
Well, Grayson, as many questions exist on the offensive side of the ball for Oklahoma State, there are just as many defensively. And for defensive coordinator Skylar Cassidy, that really starts up front with an unproven group of defensive linemen. Now, the encouraging thing for Oklahoma State fans is on the edge there is some returning productivity, both with Jaleel Johnson and Malik Charles. Jaleel, he's coming off of an injury. He was limited to only 3 games last season, but was productive in the time that he got to see in live game action last season. Now for Malik, he's a big get coming back to the Cowboys. He was someone that Oklahoma State really wanted to get back. He played in 11 games last season. He was second on the team in sacks. It'll really kind of help solidify that defensive front 7. On the inside, that's where some transfers come in. 2 that I want to highlight are Sadiq Clements and Braylon Rigsby. Sadiq Clements, part of the group that came up from North Texas with Skylar Cassidy and the Mean Green last season. Clements was a 30-tackle guy in Denton last season, played in 14 games, was an absolute stalwart for that Mean Green defense. He knows the system inside and out. For Rigsby, he was a rotational guy at Texas Tech last year, but being with the Red Raiders, he understands Big 12 offenses, he understands Big 12 skill sets, and that's going to be valuable experience for him and the rest of the Cowboy defense. So the spring season is over at the end of the week with the spring game on Saturday, so stay tuned with the Daily O for every update that you need as spring football gets closer. I'm Kyle Allen. Grayson, let's take it back to you.
Thanks, Kyle. Well, Cowboy baseball is looking to bounce back after a series loss to Kansas State, but it'll be a tall task. It's midweek bedlam. Pokes over in Tulsa for a neutral site bedlam against 11th ranked Oklahoma. It was a bloodbath the last time these two played as OU handled business 10-1 in the second game of the year. Now, it was a series loss, but the Cowboys are coming off an electric Sunday win in 13 innings, winning 12-10. The Sooners are ranked and red hot after a series win at Vanderbilt. First pitch at 1 OK Field is set for 7 p.m. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. A good reason to stay up late as the night sky will be lit up. Chance and Reagan have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in Southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
The internet is abuzz with drama between two influencers. Lizzie Hoisington has that in your A-List update. Lizzie?
Yes, Chance. The internet is in a frenzy over the online feud between influencer Alex Earl and podcaster Alex Cooper. The two had a business relationship that split in March of 2025, with the reason for the separation being unclear. Cooper claimed in a video that on Monday that Earl had been making, quote, passive-aggressive reposts and comments on TikTok regarding Cooper. The podcaster called out on the social media star to get specific about the tension between them or to, quote, drop the fake feud. Earl commented on the video just a few hours later with, quote, okay on it, while also reposting the video on TikTok. The fans are now waiting to see what Earl has to say and finally hear why the two split. Well, that's all I have for your A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Lizzie. The night sky is set to be lit up as the Lyrids meteor shower starts tonight. The Lyrids are one of the oldest known meteor showers created from debris left behind by Comet Thatcher M, recorded more than 2,700 years ago. The shower runs through the end of the month with peak viewing between the 22nd and 23rd. The best chance to see meteors is between midnight and dawn. During peak activity, skywatchers could see up to 10 to 20 meteors per hour.
It's time to get your hands in the dirt and start digging up some excitement because it's National Gardening Day. The day invites both pros and first-timers to sow some seeds, grow some green, and let their gardens bloom. Experts say whether it's flowers, veggies, or houseplants, there's no such thing as a bad patch when it comes to getting started. Ways to celebrate including starting a small garden or stopping by a local nursery to find something that really grows on you. And if you're posting online, don't forget to leaf it to social media with hashtag National Gardening Day.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Tyler has our 7-day forecast. Tyler?
Yeah, as much as I love gardening, it might be best to wait till next week before you get started on yours for this year. Like we talked about, those thunderstorm chances for tomorrow, 81 going to be the high. That high temperature is going to continue into Thursday. We're going to see our weekly high at 88 degrees. Lows kind of in the upper 60s there. As we get into Friday, that high is going to remain in the 80s. Lows about 44. And this is what I'm talking about potential thunderstorm chances Friday into Saturday. We are going to see a rapid cool-off Saturday, going from highs in the 80s back down to highs in the 60s, lows back in the 30s. This kind of cold weather coming in with that heat has the potential to generate some very, very destructive thunderstorms, so we'll keep an eye on that. But as we get into this weekend, the sunshine will return. Lower temperatures should be a very nice, very cool weekend if you want to get started on that garden. And then as we get into next week, mid-70s, partly cloudy. It's going to be a beautiful start to the week next week. So all in all, not a bad start to the week after we get through those thunderstorms.
Yeah. Do you have any plans for those storms tonight? Because personally, I'm staying in, getting away from all that.
Yeah, I just don't want to get soaked. I don't want to get trapped in that rain.
It's the best thing to do. Anytime there's kind of severe weather, you always want to just play it on the safe side, be weather aware, and be safe.
Smart.
Perfect.
Well,
Smart.
that's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happenings here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Chance Annis.
And I'm Reagan Downs. Have a great night, everyone.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to To have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it. Hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. I see the future